Hey, what's up? Here we go, man. Part 3, the third Robotech War. The last chapter of Robotech, the New Generation. In a lot of ways, I could probably say that this is probably my favorite of the three. Um, for many different reasons. I always like the idea of like rebels or like, people who are facing overwhelming odds, and the other series have that as well. But the situation in those series is you kind of you have people in the ship, the SDF-1, or in the second one you kind of have like an army unit that is at the end of the day they go back to their base. This is not like that. This chapter of Robotech, the enemies of the Robotech Masters, the Invid, have this story. It starts out they already have conquered the Earth. The implication was that the Robotech Masters and the humans exhausted each other in that senseless war that I showed in the previous video, and now the humans that are left are easily conquered by the Invid. But the space forces that went out at the end of Macross, who went out into space, they come back. They come back to try to help liberate the planet. And it doesn't go well. And one of the survivors who makes it to Earth, when his whole unit is annihilated, this guy here, Scott Bernard, he kind of has to form like a freedom fighter, ragtag guerrilla group, which has that situation I'm talking about. These people can't go back to their base or have a status quo. They're always on the run. He naively assumes that, well, we're all humans, so they're going to help us against the aliens occupying them. And the opposite happens, which is realistic. The majority of people want to keep their head down. And also you have humans that want to help the aliens to gain favor by going after these resistance fighters. Since, like I said, there's a lot of episodes in the frame, like kind of like the model you had, kind of a Western model where, like, I don't know, like the Rat Patrol or Johnny Yuma or the Haunted Tank or something, where they would come across a situation and they would find some kind of weird paradigm going on in a town, or there would be there's some kind of traitor, but it was doing it for a reason, or just in general they would try to have to steal supplies, kind of like Force 10 from Navarro. So you always had this underdog kind of situation, which in a way makes it more interesting. You also, with this and the nature of the aliens, you had episodes where you had like cowboys. You had an episode which is literally from, which was a big influence on this, just a couple of, seasons before Return of the Jedi. Where you have like almost like the Ewoks in the woods, except they're humans who are regressed. You have dinosaurs in this because of the aliens trying to evolve with experiments. It's a lot of stuff in it, and the action scenes are really great too. It's not massed armies. It's a small group of tight-knit characters who fight but have to be clever about it as they work their way towards the ultimate goal, which is to get to the main alien Invid hive, which is which is in North America, and he starts out crashing in South America, I think around Chile. So they have to make their way up. So it's like a kind of a road trip show also, and the characters you really grow to like them. Some of them are ex-soldiers who've barely survived through different means, and some of them are humans who just don't like being told what to do by other humans and by the aliens themselves. So the dramatic thing appeals to me the most. And of course, the irony is that all these years later, you sort of see the same paradigms. I remember as a kid watching this going, how could these humans want to betray these other humans to these aliens? I can't imagine that ever happening. I know, the laugh of bitterness. Okay, and it's always funny too that the context of the show sometimes brought up. It's almost like D-Day, like the Allies trying to free the occupied Europe, from the evil who's. So in some ways now, watching this later, I actually have a lot more, let's just say I have a lot more sympathy for the Invid. All right, let's get into some of the scenes here. Okay, this is a kind of a touching scene to me. The first episode, the hero, his attack wing is annihilated by these aliens. There's too many of them. They're like an insectoid race that swarms their opponents. And his fiance who proposes to him, she dies. I remember as a kid thinking, oh wait, maybe she survived, and it's like no, she's gone. Years later, I remember it always haunted me after the show is over. I had no idea that I would be feeling these same feelings less than 20 years later. But anyway, just give you a little idea of the pathos of this.
The worst thing about being a lone survivor is the memories that survive with you.
That's Scott Bernard.
It's only possible to make your mind a complete blank, but you can't. And the people
And there's his fiancée. She died
in
the first episode.
can come up with. And you can't outrun them.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
Wish I had a light.
Ah, there's Rand. I didn't like him when I was younger, but I kind of like him now.
This is unbelievable.
He's an Earthly. He's born on Earth, and he finds out what is that? What is that motorcycle?
Darn. A Robotech cyclone rider. What a
Cyclone. This is. I'll show you.
I see one. Hope it works.
Okay, those things. Those are the Invid. They're like some. They look like lice. They're like an insectoid, or their mechas are insectoid. They're actually almost like an energy, dare I say, Lovecraftian race. In fact, they are. They're way beyond humanity, but they're trying to find a way to evolve on the planet Earth. But this is Rand, that character. He's like a survivalist character, and you're about to see one of the things that makes this show cool. Also, is the mechas. This is literally Starship Troopers visualized as a animated show. Watch this.
Oh no! These creeps are coming out of the woodwork. I'm surrounded.
Watch this.
No way out.
This is cool.
Looks like I'm gonna get a workout sooner than I thought.
Here we go. Yeah.
Am I dreaming or what?
Dude, that's awesome.
Take over from here.
Dude, motorcycles that turn into battle armor.
Well, you guys sure are ugly. Now, let's see if you can fight. Sorry, better luck next time.
Bro, this is like...
Uh-oh.
Dude,
Sorry, here I am. You need glasses. Okay, time to stop fooling around. It's all over.
oh man. Dude. Okay, so now this is where we start to get crazy. I remember when I watched this when it first came out. That's a Rook. Right? Her name is Huke in Mospeada, but Rook is like the tough female, but she's she has a past and everything. She comes in. She's also a human, but she found a battle armor like you just saw, a female version, and she uses that to basically help the heroes out without getting to know them. She kind of wants to be to herself. So now here she's in some bar, in some club, drinking away her problems, so to speak. But the entertainer here is a very, very beautiful, very tall singer. Who just put on a show for these downtrodden people living on the occupied planet. And then it was already weird with this song. When I heard the song, I listened to the singer's voice, and I said, "Wait a minute, there's something weird about this." Well, here we go. Hey.
Hey, babyface. Yeah, you with the microphone. Me and my friends don't like your music. It stinks. You hear? It's garbage. It ain't music. Well, why don't you give these people a sample of what you consider music?
Oh,
Oh, yeah?
oh, bah, oh.
Now we're even.
Who hit harder, huh?
I'm calling it quits. Now, fellas, tag team wrestling isn't scheduled until Saturday night. We wouldn't want to mess up the schedule, would we? Golly, I've enjoyed our little dancing.
This is great. I thought this was funny in hindsight.
After the show, we can pick up where we left off. You could use some work on your foxtrot, and if you're very good, I can teach you to run that.
Gentlemen, if you can't control yourself, I'm going to have to.
Oh,
Mind your own business, Gramps.
Oh, yes, of course.
Gee, you guys sure have guts.
yeah.
Think you can handle her all by yourselves?
Hey, sweetheart, take my advice.
Like the people in the background.
Next.
Maybe if two of you held her down while the others ran for reinforcements.
Oh,
Oh, a comedian. It's too bad me and the boys have terrible senses of humor.
hey,
So, we're gonna make you sorry you ever said that. Stand aside.
interesting. Hey, wait a minute. I think there's rules against that.
Almost killed me.
I mean, look
Well,
at him.
come and
Anyway.
again and see if I can get it right. Okay with you?
Now, I remember watching this scene, right? Obviously, but listening to that woman singer talk, and after seeing, my red flags went up. Like I said, I was 12. I wasn't a little kid. My red flag went up, saying, "Wait a minute, that don't sound right." Or that sounds very strange, out of the ordinary, let's say. I don't want to get anybody upset. Wow. Okay, I figure I'll show this part. This is funny. That's the other characters. That's the little girl, Annie, with the ET hat, like the extraterrestrial. And this is Lunk, who is a soldier who is kind of went deserted, understandably so. It's kind of a weird scene here where she wants to marry every guy she runs into, and then she gets disappointed with them really quickly. But she's kind of young, so if you get what I'm saying. So this is kind of funny.
But I thought I was the man of your dreams, Annie.
Oh, I made a decision a long time ago. I'll never marry a soldier.
The kid's no dummy, that's for sure. I'm coming too.
Uh-oh.
Don't be ridiculous. This is no job for a cocktail lounge chorus.
Oh.
There's a lot more to me than meets the eye.
Oh,
You
man.
see, there's a woman in a slinky outfit. Wrong on both counts, mister. I've got something to show you. What are you talking
So I'm like 12 years old, and I'm like, oh, Jesus. I know exactly what's going to happen.
Is she doing what I think she's doing?
Hey, you stop that!
Hey, they showed her ass crack. Anyway,
About one thing,
hey.
I'm not wearing no slinky outfit anymore.
Man, she looks hot, though. You gotta admit. I almost ran out of the room.
What's she doing?
I remember I was like,
Listen, I don't know what you're trying to prove with all this, but it's not going to do you any good. You hear me?
Ah,
You can stop this little
yellow
game right now
dancer.
because we're not taking you with us, and that's final.
or should I say,
It's amazing.
oh, just surprised.
Dancer? You can start by calling me Lancer. I think the name suits me a little better. Now then, my new friends, I hope there are no further objections to
Oh
my
my
tagging along
God.
with you.
Red.
Oh no, I can't believe it. How could you do this to me?
Now, is that offensive today? Now, it's kind of funny that, in the hindsight of now, you're like, well, in the future, way in the 21st century, no one would be surprised by this. In fact, none of them would be surprised, would they? Or they would, or if they did, they wouldn't say anything, right? The aliens are not. So, but the character actually is a really cool character, Lancer, or Yellow Dancer. He's a soldier also that, in order to not get killed, the woman that saved his life dressed him up like a girl to hide him from humans. Because the aliens don't really probably wouldn't tell the difference, but the humans would. So the character is actually kind of like a Scarlet Pimpernel character, and it shows that he can. Well, you'll see. I'll show you this cool battle to wrap this up. All right, I don't have much time, so I'm just gonna go out with a little fight here. Yeah, that's Lancer's armor. That's cool, man. Anyway, that's Robotech, the new generation. Later.